Assalamu alaikum, grade 9 computer science students. Today in this lesson I will introduce you to the syllabus. My name is RIAZ and my WhatsApp number is on the screen, and you can use this number to ask any questions regarding the syllabus, or after this I will be recording videos related with your course. So if you have any questions, you can ask on this number. At the same time, it's important that you provide your Gmail IDs and WhatsApp number so that I can make groups, and in this group I will be sending you quizzes and other material that will help you to study better. I will also make video about your last annual exam, and sooner it will be uploaded to YouTube. Let us start. Introduction to the syllabus. Objectives of the course. The first objective is to prepare the students for the internal and external exam, and of course, as you are taking the O-level computer science as optional subject, so I will be preparing you for the O-level Cambridge exam, both for the internal and external exam. The book that we will be using for this course is Cambridge IGCSE Computer Science. This is written by Sarah Laurie and Donald Scott. By this time, when I'm making this video, I'm confident that you have this book. Of course, we will not be studying all the chapters and grade 9, but we will be taking selected chapters and grade 9, and we will continue this book and then other grade as well. The chapters that we will be covering, the first chapter is regarding data representation. You have an introduction about this chapter. In grade 8, we have done the conversion, the decimal, the binary number systems, and the hexadecimal number system. So this chapter will be covering that and have some other details. We will be studying this. The next chapter that you will be studying is related with the communication and internet technologies, and we will be learning how the messages are sent from one computer to another, and we will be learning some information regarding the internet and other technologies. In chapter 5, we will learn the input devices. You have some introduction about the input devices in grade 8, so that will benefit you. We will learn in detail about the different input devices, the applications, their advantages and disadvantages. We will be learning about sensors and much detail. Then you studied in grade 8, so you have some basic introduction about the sensors and what they do and where they are used. We will be studying in more detail about the output devices. You already have some introduction about the output devices in grade 8. Now we will take that in much detail. We will be also learning about the memory, storage devices and media, how data is stored in the computer, the internal memory of the computer, and the different storage devices and their storage capacities we will learn in detail. Chapter 10 related with the ethics when you are using computers and internet. So what are the good things that you should use and what are the bad things that you have to avoid. We will be learning programming, and this is very important. And the O-level exam, you have a practical programming paper. This is paper 2, so it will help you to prepare for that right from the start, so that when you are taking this for O-level, you have a very clear understanding, and we will take this bit by bit, I mean the programming. It will not be a very quick process. We will do it side by side with the other chapters of the book. So for the practical lessons we will be learning programming, and for the other lessons we will be studying from the book. I have some details about the first chapter. Of course I cannot give you detail of all the chapters in this introduction, but I have some detail of the first chapter. What we'll be learning about the binary number systems. We'll be learning about the decimal number systems, hexadecimal number systems. We will learn how to convert binary number systems into decimal number system, and the binary number system into hexadecimal, and from hexadecimal back to binary number systems. We will be learning about the memory sizes, how much memory you need to store a file, things like it. We will be learning this topic, and also how the binary numbers are used in computer registers, learning about the data storage requirement for different files. We will be learning about the data types, including text, numbers, symbols, and pictures, and sound. You know, when we are saving the files in computer, it can be saved in the form of text or numbers or symbols and pictures. I mean, when we are saving information about something, so it can be a text. The data type can be a text. For example, you have the address. It can be a number, like you have school number. It can be symbols in some cases, or it can be pictures as well as sound. So information, we will discuss each type and where it can be used. Data compression and its types. When the data is sent on the internet, you need to compress it so that the data is transferred at better speed. We will be discussing it. File formats. In the computer, files can be saved in different formats, like Microsoft Word is .doc, Excel file is .xls, and the pictures file can be .jpg. So we will learn it and where each file type can be used. The second chapter, communication and internet technologies, is about bit and bit rates. We will discuss this serial data transmission, where you are sending one bit at a time to another computer or device. The parallel data transmission, where you can send multiple bits of data at the same time. Simplex transmission, of course we'll be learning half duplex and error detection and correction when you're sending data from one computer or one device to another. How you can know that the data is not received, and how you can possibly correct the data to be sent again. We will be also discussing different security aspects like hacking, viruses, and spyware and firewall. Of course we have a separate chapter for the security as well, but we will have a brief introduction about these topics in this chapter. We will be also learning about the internet, service providers and web browsers, internet protocols, HTML and CSS. We'll have some practical lesson about the HTML and CSS as well. The other chapters, that is including the input devices, so we'll be learning about the principles of working, how the different input devices are working, and the uses, advantages and disadvantages. Same we will learn for sensors, the principle of working, uses, advantages and disadvantages. We will also learn about the output devices, principles of working, uses, advantages and disadvantages. Memory, storage and storage devices and media. I have not included much detail in this introduction because we will be taking it in detail. The main idea is to tell you what we will be learning in grade 9. Chapter 9 is about ethics. It's basically chapter 10 of the book, but in the sequence it will be next to grade 8. Chapter 9 is about security, and we have the next chapter that is key basic programming and flowcharts. As I told you before, the programming language we will be taking side by side with the other chapters of the book, so you will be able to learn it well and digest it properly. How to learn this course better? For this course you need to study in detail the book. You have the book. Some students are not giving importance to the textbook, but it's very important to read each and every line of the book because it gives you information. The book is written by experienced people. The book is recommended by the University of Cambridge, and it's not recommended that you learn from the other resources like notes and you skip the book. Never skip a book if it is a textbook. You need to focus during the lesson. If you are focused during the lesson, it will save your time for study and it will save your time when you are preparing for the exam. If the topics are understood, then it's easier to memorize. If the topics are not understood, then it is always harder for you. You can discuss with your classmates, so it's also an effective way of learning if you discuss it with your classmates, and the students who will teach it to the other students, and it will improve their learning as well. As the best way to learn something is to teach someone. For the practical skills, you have to understand the topics very well, and once you understand the topics, you have to practice. The practical skills cannot be memorized. You learn it better with the practice. So we'll be taking this course. For the moment, as you know that our school is still closed, and we have to start our video lessons. So until you are ready for the practical lessons, we will mainly focus on the chapters of the book. Once you are ready, we will also include the video lessons for practical topics. I will record the next video about your last annual exam, and I will discuss the questions and answers. Yes, the last thing is, if some topic is difficult for you, you always ask questions. Do not hesitate. I always encourage my students to ask questions. Yes, the question should be related to the topic, and of course you have to try it first. You should try to learn it yourself, and still if it is difficult,